Hello, my name is DJ Huff, and I'm in the Tuesday lab session at 1 p.m. with Alex Sample as my TA. This will be my fourth full day with the solution that should house and facilitate growth of the crystal. However, as of right now, there hasn't really been much action. As you can see, there's not really any crystals forming on the bottom of the solution. Right after lab, I made sure to put the Chem wipe on top and wrap it with the rubber band. I've made sure not to jostle it too much other than me showing you right there. Though doing all this, I have yet to see any growth. There could be a couple crystals lying on the bottom, but my eyes also could be deceiving me a little bit. So there's no distinguishable growth happening at the moment. So in this lab, we began with aluminum foil, and we wanted to retrieve alum from that. So we dissolved the foil in potassium hydroxide, and that formed aluminum hydroxide. And obviously aluminum hydroxide is not alum, so we used acid, specifically sulfuric acid, to neutralize and dissolve this aluminum hydroxide into the solution. This is the step where we did some heating and had to stir it and make sure everything dissolved first. We heated it just because solubility increases as temperature increases. And we'll see it inverse later on. So after we dissolved everything, this still left us without the alum. So the solution, we put it in an ice bath to precipitate this alum. Like I said earlier, solubility increases with increased temperature, and it decreases with decreased temperature too. So by decreasing the temperature, it allowed the alum to kind of come out of the solution in a way because it's no longer soluble. So then after the ice bath, we had alum, and after some vacuum filtration and rinsing, we had some relatively pure alum. We then placed this in an aqueous solution to come home. It's dissolved in the solution right now. We have the Chem wipe on top to allow for slow evaporation, and then the crystals should start forming at some point in the next couple days, I hope. We could do this with many other things. I think one thing that no one really thinks of when they're little is you kind of make rock candy, and by making these sugar crystals, you're forming a crystal, basically. It's the same concept. So you kind of just take the sugar and dissolve it into water, which obviously takes a little bit of heating, and then you let it cool, and eventually sugar crystals will form, and that'll kind of make your sugary, hard rock candy. Obviously, there is a difference between the processes, as ours we placed in an ice bath to kind of speed it up rather than wait a couple days. We could also do this with something so simple as sodium chloride. We could derive it in a way like we did the alum from the aluminum foil, but we also could just jump multiple steps and place it in an aqueous solution and allow for a slow evaporation, kind of like we are here. Anyways, that's all I have for this report. Thanks for listening today. Make sure to like and subscribe. I think the subscribe button should be somewhere up here. And tune in next week for an update. Thanks.